Hey guys, how are you doing? My turn to make a video again. I ended up yesterday being Saturday, going over to that warehouse and installing the rest of that lift setup. Came out pretty good. Just wasn't in the mood to make a video of it, but I still have to go back and do the upper section. So when I go do that, I'll show the how the bottom section came out. Seems to work good. I'm gonna let them run it for a week. It probably gets used 20 or 30 times a day, so whatever's going to show up in it should show up in the first week, if anything. So that's that guy. Just kind of what's going on. Friend's four-wheeler, and it's been sitting for a while, and he went to go use it, jump it, and of course it started pissing gas out of the overflow, so couldn't get it to seat itself. So I ended up ordering a carb kit for it, and got that tore apart. And it's soaking. Let it go clean out. Nothing fancy here. It's just another carburetor, another day. Here's a carb kit. So that should be back together tomorrow. I ended up saying screw it and working on the bus because I can. The bumpers are taken back off. Took them all apart again. Sandblasted them all down, and got some filler for them to start cleaning out some of the blems, we're going to call it, in them, just to kind of make them a little smoother. And I went and tried, I'm going to try, the guys are using the honey you mix with the Bondo. And so that's what we went for. Should be fairly decent stuff. And you mix that in with it, and it makes it spread easier. And it's cold where I am, so anything I could use to help will help me. Probably 50 in the garage right now. It's probably 30 outside. Going down to real cold for the rest of the week. And the bus. So a friend of mine came over yesterday, and we were talking. And remember, guys, I got that interior from that bay window. This is a split window. For those who don't know, it's the first generation of buses. Split window. Split window. That's why it's called a split window. And a bay window. I got a poster around here somewhere. These all splits. What we got here? Fortunately, I think they're all splits. Yeah. A bay window is the next generation. It's like 1968 and up. Made for one piece of glass going across the front. They're generally a little larger all the way around by a couple inches. But I had that camper interior, and the things that I kind of wanted to use out of it, because what I want in this thing is the capacity to be able to sleep in it. And what it has is the closet cabinet, which is this piece right here. And then there's what's called the Z-bed. The Z-bed fits the rest of the way across, and pretty much what it says, it's a regular couch in the up position, and then you pull it down and it turns into a bed. And it comes out roughly probably the same distance as the cabinet, maybe a little further past that, 6 inches past that, something like that, in the down position. Actually, I think maybe even a little further than that, maybe a foot. Anyway, so we took this cabinet, we stuffed it up in there. We wanted to see how close it would be to fitting in a splitty. So that's kind of what we did. What you can see of it. All the lines kind of seem to match. You can see the gap I got down below there. It seems like just the distance of the back of the bus, the 3 inches off the back, that's shortened. If I knock 3 inches off the end of that cabinet, it looks like it should fit right in there. So, I think that's what I may do. I may just cut this up and see if I can get this cabinet in there. Kick the light on. This distance, you can see this distance in between here, this is probably about 4 inches away right now. So I figure I probably have to slice off another 2 inches off the bottom of this so it'll sit against this wall. When I shorten it, the back here, figure I gotta knock about 3 inches off right here. That'll allow the whole cabinet to come back. When it does, looks like the gas filler neck will line up with the other piece. A couple of other things I really see is maybe the jail bars might be an issue. See, the angle of that kind of lines up with that. And generally the bay window is one window on the side here, and you just hang a curtain across it. You don't have access to it. Where this one will have a tip out window in it. So this hardware might get in the way too. But I was thinking about putting a fixed window here, kind of like that. But the problem is the hinge is welded onto the body of it, and I don't know if I want to get into ripping that out of there. So I may just leave that tip out like that and just lock it down in place and just leave it as is. So as you can see, that's about the distance it's got to go back. It's slightly on an angle. It's sitting down a little bit and gonna lift up. But that should just hug right to this wall right here. So that'll work out pretty good. And the condition of the wood is actually pretty good too. All that stuff is in really decent shape. This stuff will get pulled back off, soak it in hot water, and I'll reapply it. But it's also a very good use of the space. So that's why I kind of like it too. I wish it was on that wall, just because when you're driving, it ends up making a blind spot over here. You can't see as well. But I think they were made for across the pond, so to speak, and they drive on the other side of the road, so their steering wheel is on the right, not the left, so it would not be in their blind spot. But I'm working with what we got. Now the cushion, that's the back cushion that was in there. It's I actually kind of like the color of it. The bust all this stuff came out of is one from overseas also. It was still left-hand drive, but it was from overseas because it had stuff that like a flare kit and everything that doesn't belong in one that's from this country, but it's a law over there. So I'm not sure if that cushion's going to be too long. It seems like it's overhanging a little bit. Until I am able to get the Z-bed in there, I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out. So I may have to modify that by cutting down. It's zippered anyway, but I may have to knock out a couple of inches of it. I prefer if I don't have to, but yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. And on a bay, the area that's over here, they keep the spare tire, so there's a gap that's left over here too. So we may have to make a cabinet or something of that nature to kind of fill in this piece, or just make a piece of foam for it. So, but the bed, the couch part of it goes all the way across right to the wall. So. I know, I'm supposed to finish up the bumpers first, but I didn't want to make a bunch of dust doing the Bondo while I have that carburetor apart. Kind of defeating the purpose there. This is a roll-up set of, it's bamboo. I guess you want to call it a carpet or a rug or whatever. I'm going to use that for the floor. And we'll cut that up. Might even, by the looks of the roll, I'll have plenty left over. I might even do the front. We'll see. And for the front, check this out. I picked these up at a yard sale. They are Andy Warhol paintings or knockoffs or whatever you want to call them, prints. But they're on they're on a canvas. You know, that's like a painting material, and just stapled to it. I think I paid $5 for the pair of them at a yard sale. The original tag there was $100 a piece at Home Goods. But my plan is to take them and cut the fabric right off. And I have the door panels for the bus, but they're shot. So I was gonna make these the door panels. See if we can do this right. Kind of give you an idea what I'm going for. So I'll use the old door panels for a template, and I'll get some thin plywood or whatever. Yeah, man. You know it's gonna go crash into the ground. But I'm thinking about that'll be on the door panels on each side of it. Actually look pretty cool. The other one's a different color. Kind of wish they were the same, but they are what they are, right? There's the other one. So I think they're gonna be my front door panels. Now I was gonna go kind of custom with the whole interior. I had a surfboard for it and everything else, and I still may do that for the table. I may make it so that when you open the doors, I cut the surfboard in half. Half it's on this door, half's on the other door. They both kind of fold out for a set of tables. We'll see how that goes. That's the fun part, you know, you just kind of create as you go along. But I want to get the bedding area kind of set up. There's also a an ice box and sink combo that was in the bay window, and they sat right here, and there was a walkthrough in between. This one has a spare tire here, so that's kind of going to be an issue. I'm not sure. I think it probably comes to right about here, so I don't want to put it right there anyway, but I may try to stuff it in that corner in the back just so there's nothing in the way trying to get in and out. Rather leave the entrance as open as much as possible. And here's the windows. Here's one of them. They're all out back in the van. These have to be painted too the same time I do the bumpers. When I paint them, I got to paint these windows, but you got to see that, you know, what you got to go through. To get the rubbers off or mask them or whatever I need to do to get them apart. I'm not quite sure how they come apart. But there's 6 of those that need to be painted along with the windows for the front. There's on a splitty, they have like a pane of glass in the back and a pane of glass in the front, and they slide forward and back. There's no roll up or roll down windows. Kind of like, any of them show it? It's kind of hard to tell. I don't know if that kind of shows you right there. You kind of see the glass is split, just like that. So that's what we're doing. Get all that stuff ready to paint at the same time. I'll empty the garage out, and we'll shoot all that stuff at the same time. It's all white. All that stuff is painted white. Let me grab my flashlight. Where or where? There it is. And here's what we're going to use for our front seat. Getting dark out. But for that, got some pretty cool scroll work in it. It's going to be my front seat. I'm going to cut the arms off the end of it there, and I'm going to try to use the original tracks from the original seat, which is absolutely shot, and make that so it's a bench seat that goes right across and slides back and forth. Clean up the woodwork to match the wood floors and the panels in the back, and probably put cushions on it, and then the seat belts can come right through the wood in the back, just like a regular seat would have. But that's what's going to be my seats, and then I'll have, like, again, cushions on top of it for you to sit on. I don't think it's going to be all that less uncomfortable than the original seats anyway. They're pretty pretty shot. Pretty rough to sit on, you know. So. And I noticed my cousin's back, Red Dragon 61, I think it's his thing. He posted a video yesterday on his bike. He's building a bobber, and I saw he made a video up. Glad to see him back in the YouTube group. I know he's getting some work done on the bike, so if you can, check him out. Hope I said his right name. I think it's Red Dragon 1961 or Red Dragon 61. I don't know. Hopefully he responds on the bottom. You could use that to take a peek. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to stop my yapping and start cutting this thing apart and see if I can make it fit. And if I get that in place, I already measured the Z-bed. It's 49 inches across, and it looks like it will fit. I just don't know about the contours, how it will fit on that wall. So stay tuned. We'll see how we make out. And guys, thanks for watching, commenting, and new subscribers. And you guys know the routine. All right. Take care. Bye.